Stacy.
And Blake.
And welcome to
Savagely
Savagely Scale. Girl, you know what? I realized we haven't put our sign up here.
I love how the last couple sentences before we even recorded, you've done we, and you're roping me into decisions that I didn't get
You're
to make.
supposed to remind me. We're like one person now. We're
That
fused
is
together.
true. I have to be
I
better
just
at
forgot.
that.
You know, I'm forgetful.
She also has a puzzle on the table, and I just focused on the puzzle and didn't get my act together. I was like, puzzle, but I love puzzles.
Yeah. You like
It's
distracted.
It's like that fish from Finding Nemo. Bubbles. My bubbles.
Stop touching my bubbles. That's the
I was
best.
like, puzzle. I love puzzles.
Yeah. We had a rough day today and I had to work out. So my brain's just like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
This whole week I've been tired, but I've been sleeping. But I think I'm mentally drained.
Ways. We've had a really long week. We've had a really long day. Like sipping on the coffee and
I am. It's my second coffee. I feel like last week was really long too. Like my husband was saying the same thing. But he was working a lot. So then by the time he called me, I'm like, it's like 7:30 or 8 o'clock. I just felt like all last week was really long. This week is similar. And I think it's just because we're getting ready to celebrate your birthday, and it's a place that we all want to go
yay.
to.
That is true.
So I'm excited. We're also, Chris and I would be celebrating our 12th anniversary,
Wow.
our marriage. We've been together for, I think, 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been together for like
Yeah.
half the time.
Half the time.
So we're
With less
celebrating that
fights.
too. Because I think I joined CrossFit around, was it around this time? 6 years ago? Kinda.
I don't know. Harper was just so young.
Yeah, we connected really quick. Yeah, it was
And the
like
gym
6 years ago.
yeah, the gym was like little.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I mean, if you see compare what it was
Yeah.
back then, it's like massive now, but
Like the
or it
gym
feels
has grown
massive.
as much as our relationship.
Yep.
But yeah, it's just been very long, and the light at the end of the tunnel is there, but it's still like far away. So I'm
Mhm.
just so ready because it's also like a kid free time.
Mm.
So I'm like even
Much
more
needed break.
excited. So like this weekend, I've been looking forward to the weightlifting class that I'm taking in Havasu since it's close. And my
Nice.
husband surprised me with it. I was like, "Oh, for your birthday, we got you this class
That
that we've
is
been."
so tell me about that. Like who's running it? What's going
So
on?
it's level 1, it's, USA Weightlifting that runs it,
Oh, so
and
it's
it's like a level
official.
1, yeah, so you have to take a test and it's kinda like CrossFit, you take a test.
Ah.
So, we're gonna be there, like, all day Saturday, half day on Sunday. It really reminds me of the CrossFit weekend where you take your level 1 or level 2, and you're gonna be going over the Olympic lifts and how to
Mm.
coach them, and then working with a barbell, also having people, like, coach you and go over movements and body positions. So
Nice.
it's probably gonna be a lot of holding positions with a barbell.
You're gonna be
Um,
sore,
I
girl.
know. I'm already exhausted now thinking about it again.
That is gonna be so helpful.
I Yeah, I'm excited because it's just going to help me grow as an athlete in lifting, and I feel like it's gonna help me grow as a coach, like, maybe getting different pointers. Like, there are times when I listen to, like, Dave or any of the guys or even Carol, like, with class and how they direct their class with lifting or with
Mhm.
running or with whatever. I feel like sometimes they lean more in specialty. So I feel like this is a specialty class, and I'm just going to get more things, to learn from.
Right? Not to mention the exposure of meeting new people, which you're really good at, and building a new community in that sense. And because I would imagine, like, obviously, there's a lot of like correlation and intermix with CrossFit and weightlifting. But I feel like when we're in CrossFit class, it's not as like, yeah, we kind of go through the moves really quickly to prep for the workout, but it's not as technical as maybe going to like a weightlifting seminar. And I feel like that's gonna not only make you better as a coach, but also as an athlete, because now you're doing that as like a sport, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so I'm excited for it. I get nervous for classes, especially like coaching classes,
Mhm.
because like I am one to always second guess myself of
Mhm.
like, okay, well, I see this, but which one do you want me to correct more in a sense? So I'm nervous about that part and just like overthinking it and trying to enjoy it. I mean, either way, like I'm always like, well, I'm here to better myself,
Mhm.
whether it was a rough class or a fun class or an easy class. I'm always here to better myself for it and learn from it.
Is there something in particular that you're excited to, like, ask about in that seminar or to, like, focus on?
I don't have any questions because I'm just like, I guess like the biggest thing that we like when I look at it CrossFit coaching wise is like the snatch. So many people dislike the snatch. And if
Mhm.
I can get better cues or better positions or things to help people learn to even position them better in a power snatch, because a lot of times, like when we have power snatches in class, I still see athletes just muscle it. So, like me as a coach, like I would like to have better cues or better learning techniques, or even looking at when I coach, okay, here's our whiteboard. What can I like take in and out of when I look at my class as a whole that would actually better my class instead of just the monotony of me repeating what's on the board? Some classes it's good to just do what the whiteboard is. There's other times like Jason has done it where he's like, this is a big portion of this. I'm going to switch the warm up because I rather than focus on that. And Chris is really good at that too. Like, I would like to have that ability and also like have that ability when on the weightlifting side, when there's like groups of us who are working out together and Chris isn't there. Of course, I'm not their coach, but even when they're like, hey, can you look at something and have that like, oh, this is what I saw.
Mm,
And maybe, you know, that confidence on that side, but mostly for myself,
right.
but the snatch is the hardest thing. And then the split jerk. Split jerk is
Oh,
very hard to
yeah.
teach in CrossFit,
It's so weird
and it's very
for
weird.
people who haven't done it.
And I also like really, really struggle with my split jerk, how I land. I land not the best. I land front foot first and then my back foot, where it's supposed to be back foot first and then your front foot
Oh, I didn't know
for
that.
balance and everything.
Hmm,
So learning or focusing more on that, like Chris really, really tries and Maggie really, really tries. And I'm just like, my body, like my brain knows what it's supposed to do, but my body's not doing it. So even like getting, I don't want to say picked apart, but like picking apart those aspects for others and for myself.
mhm,
Like if that comes to fruition for it. I
that's
don't
great.
know how the classes run or anything like that. I just know in my CrossFit level 2 when they were like, "Oh, push press," and I was like, "That's my weakness because of my timing." And then they were like, "Oh, yeah, your timing's off, let's fix it." I was like, "We can try." Alright, and
I've
then
been trying for years.
yes, I was like, "I even got called out in level 1 many years ago for
But
it."
isn't it crazy how sometimes, like, just something someone says or does, like, and clicks, and you're able to just be like, "Oh, huh, I
Yeah.
didn't," like, I don't know, I feel like that's happened a few times for us. We're like, and I think you've brought it a few times where, like, you would mention something and then Jason comes in and says it, and then it completely changes it, and I'm like, "Huh." Like, I think I've had that with my toast bar with him once.
He does it really, really
Yeah.
good. I like when he comes into class and he's very mindful because he'd be like,
He's just watching from a distance and,
yeah.
like, paying
And
attention.
there's even times where he's like, hey, is it okay if I go give them like a thing? Or even I'll be like, hey, I've tried this. Can you look and see what I'm missing?
Mhm.
I like that he's very respectful in that aspects because it's not like I go to in his class and be like, "Hey, this is what we do." Like,
Right.
he has a very respectful way of doing that,
Coaching, yeah.
and it is, and baby Blake, like, coaching used to get offended when I would say something, and then one of the other coaches, because they do have, like, more years on me, they do hold themselves a little bit more confident in judgment of movements and things like that, would get a little offended, being like,
Mhm.
"But I just told you that."
Right.
Now I'm just like it's I get excited because 'cause I'm like, "I said the same thing. I'm doing
It's
good."
like validating.
So maybe, like, the next couple years, that really big confidence will come, like, was it yesterday with the jump rope and the clean?
Yes. Mhm.
I felt like I coached that amazingly with time, what you were
You
supposed to be
did.
doing, and what that workout was actually meant to be. Now, whether you did it or not is up to you, but all those aspects and what it was actually geared for and me laying it out and letting you know, like, these are the times, it's what you need to do. Like, even my 5:30 class, I was like, "Yes, I did it again. It was amazing." They all did what they were supposed to do, and it all came together.
Mhm.
I really enjoyed that for myself.
Yeah.
I also really liked that workout, so
Yeah, it was a fun one. And I felt like it wasn't too long to where you were just like, "Oh, man, this is rough," but just long enough, and then you're working on those skills where you're like, "Okay, now you're building your double unders and making that volume much higher."
yeah.
And then when you guys always do, like, a lot of reps of, like, a heavy, like, barbell, that always kills so hard. And then when you're like, "I want you to sink at least 3 or 5," I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, I think that's what a coach does, and you definitely did that yesterday and kind of pushing us to do something beyond what we're used to, like, don't do singles, like, try to sink
Yeah, because
3.
it's literally you're under fatigue, and that's what we're training you for, lifting under fatigue. And yes, we can always be like, I'm gonna go for the RX one because I can lift it and I can do singles. Let's rewind this. Is that what you're doing today? Or do you have like a bigger goal? Do you want to do a competition where you have, you know, Simon who has been training lifting under fatigue and can hold on, where you're doing singles and now just because you can lift heavy doesn't mean that translate in a competition. You can look back and be like, well, like I just want to do RX and I, you know, want to complete it in that way. Okay. Then you need to also realize that. And when you have that question of like, well, but how do I get better at cycling? How do I get better at this? Because I'm just tired and I don't want to go down in weight. The workouts that we do where you're under fatigue and you need to cycle something, that's the best way to do it. I did that. I went down in weight because I was like, "Okay, well, I need to cycle these. I'm not gonna cycle them at 95 because I did double unders, and I don't normally do double unders," as Joycey reminded me yesterday.
Terry is my witness,
All
and
right,
unfortunately, it's
Scarlett
like, she
O'Hara.
doesn't know what's going
Yeah.
on, she's just like, "Yeah,
She's
sure."
like, "It's okay,
She's
sweetie.
so
It's
sweet.
okay,
I
sweetie."
know. I'm like, "Terry, do you even know what we're arguing
She's
about?"
like, "No."
She's so
But
sweet.
it's, those things that you have to kinda listen to your coach even if you don't like it.
Yeah.
And when I go back from weightlifting into this recovery, like there's times when I even go lower because my body doesn't want to do it. Can I do it? Yes. Am I going to complete it correctly? No. So should I do it? No. So let's do a different weight. What am I supposed to be doing for this workout? Where are my wins? Yesterday, my wins were I did the row in the expected time.
Dude,
I
yeah.
I did the 100 double unders. It was 150, but I was doing intermediate and it was 75 to 100. I did 100
Wow.
and I did it in the 3 minutes,
Nice.
and then I cycled my barbell for I did it for 15, and then I dropped to singles.
That's
So, it was just
He's only
like
able to do 5.
no, like, I did it up to 15 reps. I did
Oh,
sets of 3. So,
that's
I
still
didn't
pretty
do
good.
15 unbroken, but I did at a lighter weight. You did the 95 and you
Okay,
did really
but you
good.
that's true, but this whole past weekend, like, I need to give y'all props, like, all the weightlifting girls, because you guys did really hard things this week in your recovery by jumping into classes and doing something that you haven't done in weeks.
Mhm.
And considering you haven't done it in weeks, you were kicking butt, dude.
Yeah, the other day so that was yesterday, and then the day before that, I was doing the toes to bar workout. I didn't do
Yeah.
20, I did 10. I
Yeah,
did
girl,
5 and 5.
I don't blame you. That
So,
was a rough
and I
one.
did that for 3 rounds, so I did 30 toes to bar when you add it up.
Yeah, dude.
But there's things that I scaled, like it was 20 toes to bar, I did 10. It was,
She was making me sweat a little bit on the leaderboard. I was like, "Oh my god."
it was 30 for the snatches, I ended up doing
It
20, but
was a
I did the
lot.
35-pound. And
Mhm.
then I didn't run because I was the coach for that, so
Fair.
I biked.
Mhm.
It was just we didn't have anybody come to class, so I was joined by Alex and Rochelle.
Fair.
Yeah, so I ended up biking. But those are things that, like, you have to be okay with.
True. Embrace the uncomfortable.
So it is. It's back to, like, what is your goals? Is your goals for a competition or to grow or just to hit the RX button?
True. Well, it sounds like you're definitely focusing on the goal of just improving your weightlifting by pursuing this seminar and kind of enhancing kind of that knowledge that you already have. And I mean, like you said, you have the gold medals, which say something about your ability as an athlete, but now you're like, I want to know more about the core and what makes weightlifting. And I think that's an amazing thing to do if you want to be a well-rounded
Yeah, because it's
weightlifter.
always like with weightlifting, it's always you always will have something to improve. So I feel like this class is going to help me with the things that I need to improve on. I'm not going to improve all my stuff in one day,
Yeah.
or there's still bad habits that I have lifting for this year and a half. So it's improving and getting to understand your body, and I think that's what the goal is for me. I still have, like, a goal for the rest of the year, but for me, it's really, like, getting the knowledge and getting back into programming and weightlifting and just being present for me
Hmm.
because I am excited to get back into programming, but I'm also, have my Saturdays now where I'm training for HYROX because that's our end of the year goal is
Hmm.
to do a race together.
Yep.
So it's understanding that I'm okay with this end of the year goal of still weightlifting, but knowing like if I do Saturday classes, I might not I might not always feel okay lifting. And that's where my mind needs to be. And so being more
Or
present in that and being like, okay, then let's maybe fix a bad habit or, you know?
be more intentional about those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, since we're both doing high rock, by the way, guys, it's a whole different kind of hard. Like
Today was
and what
rough.
was this, like a third class, maybe third, fourth?
Yeah. It felt like we did 3 classes in 1.
Dude, yeah. And I
We've been doing
consider us,
Saturdays with 2
yeah,
classes.
I
Yeah.
consider us to be pretty in shape, but that class kind of knocks you down a bit. And you're kind of like, man, it's like a different, I don't even know how to explain it, but it is like a different kind of hard where I just feel like you're constantly like, well, I like that it has a little bit of strength
Mhm.
and then it has like intense like cardio. Which I feel like we do that in CrossFit, but for some reason it just feels much harder here for me.
It's kinda like sweat class where you're
Yeah.
constantly
You're
moving,
not taking
but you
breaks,
don't
man.
really have a break, and especially today, like, we're doing a partner high rocks in
Mhm.
December, so when you need a break, your partner's there. This one wasn't that,
No.
and even, like, the last couple
Classes too.
classes we haven't had where our
Constantly
partner.
working.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but today just felt really, really rough. Um,
And we didn't even do the full rounds.
I know. I
That's
was
the part
like,
that I was like, "Wait, this was supposed to be twice?"
yes, we were supposed to do 2 10-minute AMRAPs, and I was like,
Mhm.
I'm so dead because I had just finished the ski one and I was gonna get back on the ski and then we had 10 seconds. I was like, I'm not getting back on
I'm
ski
kinda glad I did the bike first because that was rough.
And then I did the 2 rounds on the bike.
We need to practice our skier.
Yeah, that was so tiring. My abs hurt the rest of this day.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, my abs," but I did a sled push,
I know that's you were
which was
killing it.
actually really good because I had, what, 3
Yeah,
three
like 4 plates,
45s and
didn't
then
you?
a 35-pound plate on top.
Yeah, I saw 4 at some point. I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, damn."
and then Carol was like, "Are you guys doing pros?" And I was like, "Well, what's the weight
People keep
difference?"
asking us, and I'm
Yes.
like,
I was like,
"No, I
"Weird."
don't want to."
I was like,
At least not
"We
for
have."
the first one.
Yeah, I was like, "We just started."
Yeah.
And I even told her, I go, "Look, I wanna do this one for fun.
Yes.
Joycey might want to also
Eventually, maybe.
eventually do it, and Blake might not be available."
That's
So,
fair.
we just don't know. Um, but I was like, well, because I'm always curious though. If so many people are asking, I'm like, okay, then what are the weights? Like,
Right.
so my brain can be like, yeah, definitely not. Or, I mean, it's something to think about, but maybe not for the first one. She was telling me
Yeah.
it was 5 45-pound plates. Yeah. And I was like, I only have 3 on here.
Well, I feel like the strength I'm not worried about. I'm just worried about the running in between the strength.
Yeah. That's why
Like,
when I was like, you
the
guys,
fatigue is gonna be
like,
intense.
my running under fatigue is not okay,
Mm-mm.
even, like, on a good day, but that's me, like,
We're
listening.
gonna be walking
Yeah.
in.
I was like, that's me listening to, like, my running music. I have a running playlist that
Yeah.
helps me get psyched, and we can't have that.
Yeah. I'd say
And
for the first one, it's not bad goal to just do it for fun and, like, feel it
yeah, see
out.
where we come out at.
Mhm. And then if
And
we feel good.
we also have so much time to just
True.
practice even doing something together.
Mhm.
So,
Facts.
but yeah, today's class was like the hardest
It
class.
was rough. It was really rough. But we're gonna feel good tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna work.
Yeah. But so my goal is being intentional.
Yes, being intentional for the month of May,
May.
and then going to your seminar, learning a little bit more about weightlifting, getting stronger there.
Yeah.
For moi, I think I am just really trying to prep mentally and physically for my comp at the end of the month.
You're going to kill it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying. So I've been trying to do like 2 workouts maybe once or twice a week just to kinda get the feel of like doing like volume in a short amount of time because it's gonna
Mhm.
be 3 days straight and I know it's gonna be at least maybe like 2 workouts a day or something. That I think for me, what I struggle with is that I'm my own worst critic in the sense of like, I'll go in and I'll be like, "Okay, I have a plan," and for the most part, I'm pretty good at like reading, like, "I can't do that much, that's gonna kill me. I should do this." Like, I'm pretty
Mhm.
good at gauging that, I feel. Um, but I feel like sometimes when I finish a workout, then I'd be like, "Man, I could have pushed more. I could have done another rep, or I could have done." And I feel like that's a feeling maybe a lot of people encounter
I
if
feel
they're
like a
doing
lot of
that.
athletes can be that way. The only person who can't, right, is the person who wins, like who gets first in that event,
Yeah,
can
yeah.
be like, I did put everything out.
And I think for me in competitions, like I guess that feeling becomes elevated more because I'm in a competition and I feel like I need to impress. And at the end of the day, I need to like kind of reel it in and say like, this is my first time. I need to embrace it and have fun and kind of just do my best in the best
Yeah.
way I can and not really focus on like winning. Cause again, this is my first individual comp. So I am just kind of trying to like, enjoy the ride,
Yeah,
not take it
get
too seriously, but you know me. I
well,
never do that.
you're gonna take it seriously because I just don't go to competition and be like, you're just having fun. We still have like a competitive. Now, if I'm partnered with somebody who's just there to have fun, I will have fun. I will. But if I'm like, you got a goal, you got,
Then
stuff
it's just
like,
you.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a different one, but you're really good. Like I'm a little bit, depending on it, like antsy, and I want to impress. I want to do my best, and then I can overthink,
Mhm.
you know. But I feel like you also have that peripheral vision of they just went a little bit, and I have it in the tank. Let me do it.
Mhm. Yeah, like being able to work off of someone kind of thing. That
Yeah,
helps me a
and you
lot.
tend to also save stuff in your tank for the end.
I do. Yeah, I
Yeah.
try.
So you do have like a lot of good, like attributes that help you with competition. So to me, you can do it. You have the cardio, you have the stimulus, you're getting used to, lifting heavy in a competition.
Mhm.
It's just so you can go out there and be like, I am going to do my absolute best and enjoy it and be like, okay, for the next one, I'll learn that. Even when you do get first, you're just gonna say for the next one, I'll, I'll I have these things to work on.
Yeah, hopefully they get participation trophy. At least a free t-shirt. I'll be happy with that.
I feel like you're gonna do really good. You won an event when
Did
you
I? I
did
think I did.
yes.
I think the weightlifting one. So you're right, you're right.
Yes.
Thanks, cheerleader. Oh, pep
Yeah.
talk.
You're gonna do great. And every competition, every meet, you can always take something away.
That's true. I'm also excited to meet the celebrities.
Yeah, because there's a lot going. Because
Mhm.
it's on the semifinals.
Yeah, you're right. Think from what
NCC is on there.
you're right. Yeah, I'm excited. I've heard of Rebecca being there, Rebecca, the Wells sisters, and then of course Jorge.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for that too. So just pretty much preparing for that right now. Like I said, I've been increasing my volume and just trying to hit RX workouts and RX plus if I can. But I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty
Good.
comfortable with what it's gonna be like. I think it's just like the nervous Nellies of like, oh man, this is the first time I'm doing this solo, and yeah, Joe's gonna be there, but I feel like I'm not gonna have you or like CrossFit, like Kingman CrossFit fam. So it does feel different in that sense because it's gonna be a whole new environment and place. And usually when I do compete, it's like either at our gym or, surrounded with you guys. So it's gonna be interesting in that aspect. And then it is an outdoor competition from what I read. So everything's gonna be outside. And
Yes.
I was like, huh. That's gonna be interesting because
Yeah.
I don't think I've done cleans or anything on a patches of grass. So so I was like, "Huh." So we'll see how that goes, and, I have heard of, like, the rigs being kinda high. So for us shorty people, it's gonna be interesting how
They
they're
should
gonna
have, like, some cushions or
I
something.
heard, yeah.
They do. You're gonna get a chance to, like, go out there, make sure you have the chalk where you want or your hands chalked up.
Mhm.
Test, like, if you have to do, legs in space, you get up there, you test it, you test all this stuff.
That's
Make sure
true.
you have it. Do not just, like, go out there and be like, "That seems really good," or "That placement does." Put the pad there, jump up, make sure the pad's where you want it, you know?
Mhm.
You can do it, and you take a breath, and you're like, "Well, I'm gonna make sure everything's set for me, and then I'll go back."
Right.
You know?
That's
Just
true.
think like the game style plates too. Go out there, girl, with your chest up and be like, "They're here to see me." And they're gonna be like, "Joyce," and you're like, my name is Joyce." And they're like, "Who is that Joycey girl from Kingman? She is amazing." They are.
That's so sweet. I know
They are.
I'm gonna be repping some cumin CrossFit stuff too, so
They
I'll
are.
take my sweaters and my T-shirts and represent.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
You're
gonna be a
doing
lot of
awesome.
fun. Yeah, I'm excited. A little nervous, but excited. But it's gonna be a lot of fun. But that's my goal for May is just to prepare for that and like you said, be excited, be pepped.
Yeah. Talk good to yourself
That's right.
because you're only gonna be out there with yourself. And I'm
Amen.
gonna have self doubt it.
I know I'm
And
gonna
I'm
be
down.
texting you the whole time. Like, what should I do? These are the workouts. Help. And I already told Joe, I'm like, hey, like I trust you and yeah, you'll give me tips, but I gotta follow up with my crew,
Yeah.
man, with my pit crew. They see me every day work out
Yeah.
on those rigs and barbells. They know me a lot. So that's why I value your opinion a lot and I think it's very important. So I was like, I will definitely reach out and
Yeah, if you
consult.
have a question on any of them, a really good athlete. You're an easy athlete to coach.
Aw, thanks,
There's
man.
some of the workouts where like we would do things and I'd be like, "Hey, the only thing I'm worried about is your lower back because you have
Mm-hmm.
back issues. So remember to do this or worry about with that." If it's a
Oh,
double
that's true.
under work, you guys look out.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. I'm like, but it's outside. So I'm like, that's
Yeah,
gonna be interesting.
you gotta worry about like weather.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't gonna get burnt like say somebody like me. No.
That's another thing. Yeah, you're
But
right.
still wear your SPF. Protect that skin. You tell her, Jen,
I
protect
heard,
that
I've
skin.
heard. Yeah, that's true. She's like, she's leaving me. She's not
You're
gonna
gonna be
be
hanging out
it.
with me.
Aw, she's
You're
all
gonna have
happy about
to
it.
say yes.
You happy about it.
We either take you to my house or I come
She's
hang
like,
out with
I'm
you.
so excited for mom to be home. No, but yeah, I think that's my goal for me. It's just preparing for that. But so far, so good. It's looking like we're getting there.
How did your April go?
Ooh, fantastic. So I was working on my toes to bar and at first I was doing like ones or twos maybe. And then there was a few workouts and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go for it. And then I hit like 5 at a time and I was like, oh snap. And I think I did that like for 2 rounds. And then by the time I hit the third round, I was doing like twos and then I moved down to one. So for me, I guess now I just gotta increase the volume.
You've been doing really good though, like
It's
trying to
not
work on
bad.
your handstand stuff as well.
That too, yeah.
Like going back to that, you're doing wall walks, like when we did the
Ugh,
workout.
they're awful. I'm
It's
still
still
not great at it, but
no, you've gotten a lot better.
yeah, I think so too.
Especially when I was doing V-ups and I almost kicked you a couple times in the head. You're great. You're staying tight.
I was like, fast before she kicks me. Hey, that's if it
I was like,
works, it
I promise
works.
I won't kick
I
you.
know. It's just like, oh my gosh, she's going for it. Hurry and get out of the way. But it helped me go faster,
And
else I
you
would have
loved
laid
it 'cause
there.
you're like, okay, I have to come down.
And I was like, hurry.
It's the last one.
I know, it was pretty. That was so much fun. I was like, why did I not get the spacing right?
But I was
Like, why didn't I move
sh-
down one?
yeah, I was like, I should have scooted over.
It's because the guys were there, and I was like, I don't want to block them.
I know. Me, you, and Carol had the little area
Why did we have the tiniest area? Why did the guys move down
because
one?
the guys were like, we're doing handstand walks.
Dude, we were squeezed in the corner.
Because she had the other corner, and between you guys, I was doing my V-ups. And then when I had my double unders, like they would have to walk by me, and I was like, "Don't."
Girl, you were straight
Don't hit
going
them.
horizontal,
I
and we were
was.
going like this. And I
Yeah,
was like,
because then for my handstand walks, I was walking to the
the
wall,
wall, yeah.
and then it
I was
just
like, what is she doing?
I can't go to the 25. Something's blocking my brain. Just get to the wall.
It was hilarious.
Yeah,
We were a hot mess, but we were a hot mess together. It was fun.
We worked around each other. We're just like, okay, we're gonna get it done.
But yeah, that's another goal now. I got to survive those 6 a.m. workouts with Coach Dave because we've been hitting that for the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Mhm.
So it's been helping both Dave and me get ready, I would say. But it's tough. Those workouts are tough. And waking up that early, man,
Waking up that early
is really
rough
hard.
because I had the kids last week, and I
That's
had them get up
right.
early with
They
me.
were so cute walking out of the car, like,
We had that, then we had horseback riding, and then we had ninjas and gymnastics, and then I made you come back and do a HYROX
yes,
class
yeah.
with me.
It was perfect though because I had some time to go eat.
Yeah, because I was like, "Hey, I can't do the HYROX class because my son
Excuse
has
me.
horseback riding." So, like, "Do you wanna come back after and do one with me?"
Mm,
And so, yeah,
it's
some
fun.
Saturdays are gonna be like that.
But she's not gonna be with me this Saturday.
No.
All good things, all good things.
Yes. But I'm excited.
I'm
I'm
excited for
excited
you.
because all of our goals are really good,
Yeah. I mean,
and
yeah.
we've been hitting them and, you know,
Gold medal.
I'm just excited about April was
A
fun.
good
Beginning
month.
of April, it was to do the
And your
competition.
birthday.
My birthday's in March.
Oh, wait, you're right.
Why am I blanking out? It's okay.
It's been a long day.
It's at the end of March, I'll give you
But I
that.
feel like we didn't celebrate till after because you couldn't eat the good things, right?
Yeah, I bet
We didn't really do
didn't really do that.
For what didn't we? That's right, because we couldn't go out to eat or anything.
No, but it was also because, like, April has been filled. May is, like, filled.
Girl,
Like,
we need to make
we
up
have
for that.
stuff for filled.
Yeah, we need to
This
make
when
up
we
for
go to
that.
Disney, I'm making up for it. I
That's
have my
true.
snack.
That's true. I'll be like, there's 2 birthdays.
That's why I was like, it's not just yours day, it's also my day, but I'm not gonna wear a pin. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about the pins.
Yeah.
You can get an anniversary pin.
I know. And then they're like, "Oh, is that a birthday?" Oh, no, it's anniversary. It's
Read the
different.
tag. Jeez, they do pins for everything though.
They do, and you can actually go in and they can decorate the pen for you and do fancy writing, like how they do on the ears. You could go in and do that.
That's fun. That's too fancy. I usually just have the lady who gives it to me write it for me.
I know.
I'm like, I got time for that.
Wait in line
I know. I'm like,
for
guys,
the fancy birthday.
we're trying to make Indiana Jones. We got time for no
I
inscriptions.
know. And then it closes because something
Oh yeah, at least 3 times a day.
you just don't give yourself enough credit. And I think that's the same with this competition. You're not
Mhm.
giving yourself enough credit.
Yeah, I feel like it just felt floppy last year. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I felt amazing. I was hitting every goal every month.
I love it.
It was good.
Hire Blake as your goal therapist.
This one's stacking them. Like, I'm still stretching. I'm still hydrating.
She still
I'm
got gold.
doing those things. Did you just call me old?
No, she still got gold. You got gold twice.
Did. No, I've gotten gold and silver and bronze.
Now you have to get rainbow. Just kidding.
Yeah, rainbow would be cool. On a side note, like I have my medals out because my husband's trying to like
Frame them.
figure out how to
You should
either
frame
get a
them.
frame or like they make special ones now that you can hold. And tell me why my daughter came out with all of her gymnastics ones from her like kitty
Competitions.
meets, yeah. And they're like, but I mean, mom, yours is pretty, but I have way more. They're literally all over the couch to remind me of my downfalls.
You're like, calm down, Tracy.
And she's like, you did really good, but you need more. Mine are really heavy. And I was like, well, mine, is, and you can shame me all you want. They're like, well, gold is for first, and those silver ones are for second, and that bronze one is for third. And she goes, yeah, a couple of these are for eighth place. I'll do better because I like how first feels. And I was like, good for you.
Wow.
And she's like, but I still have way more. I have like 20,000. She does not have 20,000. She probably has like 30, but
I mean,
yeah.
that's impressive though.
So
But I love how she's very like fired up
Mhm.
about like, I like the feeling at first.
Yeah, and I'm like, girl, don't we all?
Mhm.
We love it.
Keep it-
Yeah. So she's keeping me on my game with stuff
I love it.
and keeping me up with my goals. Goals of getting 20,000 medals.
Like 20,000.
Yeah.
And they're heavier.
I have 20,000, mom.
And let me
Yes.
just lay them here to remind.
So, I'm gonna go home and they're still gonna be on the couch.
Oh my god.
Because she's like, I want you to see them. Baby, I was there when you got all of them. Yeah, she's just like, she's trying to get like a competition bug where she
I like
wants to
that,
start
yeah.
to perform. So we'll see how her journey goes.
Yeah, we're just waiting for that arm, huh?
Yeah, which she's in a brace now, and she can
Oh,
take the brace on and off, and yeah,
nice.
so she's
Good for
excited.
her.
She got her cast off the other day, and I was at home,
Hmm.
Chris was, and she had asked him to take her bar out for gymnastics, and he's like, "No, you just got it off, and you have to wear a brace." I come home, and he's like, "This girl wanted to do a cartwheel and do bar stuff after you told her she couldn't because of her brace." I was like, "Yeah, remember your doctor said it still can break easily, like, we're
Hmm.
still wanting it to get a rest." And she's like,
She's ready.
"Okay." Yeah, she's ready. She's
Well,
ready. She wants to go swimming. She wants to do all kinds of stuff. She has goals.
I'm gonna be like one arm push up, one arm pull up. Like, let's get ready for that other arm later.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So I'm excited that she also, like, her going to see my competition kind of,
Mhm.
like, gave her, like, a thrive of, like, my mom is doing really hard things. And I
It's
think that's
true.
the whole reason why, like, I really enjoyed my family being there and seeing me accomplish something and getting a medal, like, it showed my kids, like, if you do hard things. Now, my son, on the other hand, that's not a push for him. He's like, I got my ninjas and my horseback riding, and I ain't competing in anything. More power to you." Like,
Yeah.
my son is gamer, like, his competition is conquering a game and winning
Yeah.
the entire game. And I'm like, "Good for you, we're still doing outside stuff." Which, I will say this week, he was actually doing workouts in the gym with me because at horseback riding, he had his instructor was like, he has to hold the saddle and put the saddle on the horse.
Hmm.
And he kinda has, like, a upper body, you know? He just, like, doesn't know how to hold it. So I was like, "Hmm, we're gonna do some sandbag work and put it onto a high box." So the past, like, 3 days when he came to work with me,
Hmm.
he had been doing that, and he had been holding it, walking around the gym. He did sit-ups and push-ups.
Really?
Like, "I don't wanna do this." I was like, "It's gonna make you stronger, it's gonna make you stand up, it's gonna make you," and he needs that confidence.
Hmm.
And then here you have my daughter who's like, "Mom, can I do it? Mom, look at me do it. I did it. Brother, you're not doing it." I was like, "Shh,
Right.
stop
Let him
it.
have his moment.
We're all different, honey. You have the athletic bug. Your brother just let's just be happy
Needs an
that he's
extra
trying
push.
it."
Yeah, that's true.
So he did, like, every time he's come to the gym this week, he's like, "Okay, do you want me to do work?" And I'm like,
I'm
"Yeah."
impressed. Yeah.
We're all different. We all have different goals. I have a child who has aspirations to do more things, and I have one who's just like, "This is out of my comfort zone, and I'll do this." Perfect.
Well, I give him that. He knows himself. He knows himself
Yeah.
and he owns it, and I love that.
Yeah. So I'm happy with both of them, and I'm happy that they got to see their mom do something hard, and it's starting to rub off. And
Mhm.
that's really nice.
To be a mom.
Right? Gosh, it's
It has its days, but
was tested so much.
I know, but you're doing a great job. You're a fantastic
Thank
mom, and
you too. Your kids are thriving.
yeah, I mean, they're a little baggy, but
And I came in the door, and I was like, "I'm sorry, I haven't seen you in a while."
she's like, "I'm doing my job.
Yeah.
Gotta do my job."
And then when you came, I was like, "Is somebody not supposed to be here?"
You're like, "Why is the garage opening?"
Yeah, and I was like, "Why are you guys barking like it's a stranger?"
No, they're weird like that, don't
Okay.
they bark about
Yeah,
everything.
it's okay.
And this is the worst guard dog right here. Won't even get it.
Yeah. Deacon is the same way. He'll get up and then he'll stand behind me.
It's
And
like,
I'm like,
"You got this, right?
"Yeah,
You got this."
I don't like you, Mom. I don't like you." "Mom, you can do this, right?" "I got your back, Mom."
I
Yes,
know his
and
little face, and he's like, "They seem nice."
yeah. Oh my gosh, the other day he was eating, and then him and Chris were playing, and I was like, "Hey, don't play too, acting like it's a human child. Please don't play rough because he just ate. He's probably gonna throw up."
Mm,
And Chris was like, "No way." 5 minutes later, all of a sudden, Deacon comes in and he's like cowering down, and I thought it was because he knew I was leaving because he gets kind of upset when I leave. And I
mhm.
was like, "It's okay." And he was just like by my feet. And I was like, "What happened?" I go out there and I'm on his bed. He had thrown up. And I was like, "I told you, Christopher."
Oh,
I'm like,
no.
"You clean up his mess. You tell him that he's
Eh,
okay."
cleaning that is worse than poop.
Yeah. He was like, well, it was all put together because the food hadn't been digested.
Oh,
because he was
no.
messing around carrying him and having him jump, and I was like, "He's gonna throw up."
No.
So, because he did that, Chris had to have the consequences of
Did you
his
hear that,
actions.
Jenny? No playing ball after dinner.
Mhm. So,
Can't.
and then he washed the bed. I go, "Put the bed up." All this stuff. I was like, "This is your consequence,
Yeah.
not
You
the
learned the
dog's."
hard way.
Yeah.
Love it.
What
All
if
right, anyways.
Yeah. If this episode is your swig of pre-workout, please hit that follow button, that like button, so you can always get these episodes before you get that check and being like, "Hey, notified that a new Savagely Scaled episode is up and running."
Yeah.
I totally spaced.
You're on a roll,
Yeah.
girl.
Hit those 5 stars. Leave us a comment on Spotify. Let us know if we PR'd or if we no repped on this episode. Even let us know your goals. And if you've been hitting those goals, if you've been stacking them up, or if you're just going 1 month at a time with one goal. Either way, we want to hear your goals and how it's helping you. All right. You can also reach out to us on Instagram at Savagely Scaled or email us Savagely Scaled, the number at Gmail. If you have any tips or tricks or want to want us to deep dive into an episode for you, along as a shout out of what your goals are. If you go to the best affiliate or own the best affiliate and you want to get that word out there, please DM us or email us with your information. We'd love to come out, visit you guys, tour the facilities, interview a couple of your members. We try out a class and we really get to know the feel of what your community thinks about you and what you do for the community. We love to come visit you guys.
Mhm.
So please don't forget to DM us or email us. Again, our Instagram is at Savagely Scaled and our email is savagelyscaled, the number 1 at gmail.com. On that note, don't be a Karen.
Be sharing.
Keep sharing. It really does help that you share these episodes with your friend who might need a push for their next goal.
That's right.
And until
We meet
at the whiteboard
again.
again.